Post-game as NJIT falls to Lipscomb by a score of 74-58. NJIT now 1-5 in ASUN conference play here on the season. Head coach Steve Lanpher joining us post-game. And coach, despite the score, your team showed a lot of effort, a lot of resiliency, especially the way they came back in the third quarter after trailing by as many as 14 points. When it came to the effort and came to the fight for your team, how proud of you were your team today?
Yeah, I was really proud of the effort. Obviously, we never gave up. You know, we had a lot of tenacity in that third quarter, and we stopped turning the basketball with silly turnovers and really started to get to be aggressive and got some easy ones. And defensively, we locked down some of their three-point shooters in that third quarter and had a great chance to win. And in that fourth quarter, they're up 6, and they hit, what's her name, hits a 3 that hits the rim about 9 times. And sometimes, that happens. That kind of broke our back. And, we thought we were going to miss, get a rebound and be down 6, but it goes in, we're down 9. So, like our effort, we just got to do a little bit better job defensively, and we got to knock some shots down.
One thing you really wanted to see your team do was carry that momentum over from North Florida. You did. 17-8 after the first quarter. And Taylor Clark for Lipscomb committed 2 fouls. And when talking with Coach Greg Brown, he has high hopes for her. And obviously, you take one of their better players. She's got to sit the bench for the while. But you mentioned about the turnovers in the second quarter, and it allowed Lipscomb to get really ahead of things. Now, realizing, hey, you just protect the basketball, especially with Lipscomb on the radar here in a couple of days, that, you know what, it could be an entirely different scene when you head down to Lipscomb.
Yeah, we had way too many turnovers, especially from our post players, silly travels, where we didn't get shots in that second quarter, and that was a difference and allowed them to have a lot more possessions offensively. But we're going to learn from this. We're going to keep battling. We feel like we've got the depth to compete in this league, and we just got to execute a little bit better and shoot the ball a little bit better. We're going to score sometimes from three-point land, but I thought we missed a lot of easy buckets today going to the basket that we normally finish, and obviously didn't today, so hence the loss.
Tatiana Torres, a very solid day, 18 points, but Kelly Garino, really tough day at the office, 2 for 12 from three-point range. And, you and I were talking a little bit before we began this, hey, she hits a couple more three-pointers. It's an entirely different game.
Yeah, and we want her to shoot the basketball, and you're going to have days like that, but, if she makes, like you said, 3 or 4 more, totally different ball game. But next game, we want her to have forget about it, have amnesia, and shoot 13 more.
Lauren Cagle with 21 for Lipscomb, and of course, LaShavion Jones with a double-double. Those two players were very impressive, but knowing now that Lipscomb's on your radar because you play them after, you got to go ahead to Kennesaw State, and realizing you have Kennesaw State, Lipscomb, and then Kennesaw State back here at home, do you realize, with this 3-game stretch and teams that you're comparable to here in the ASUN, do you feel like now that, especially after the way you played today, that you feel like, man, we really have a chance here, despite the loss, to get back and winning
We
column?
really do. I think if we can get two wins out of the next 3, we can move up from 7th or 8th. We can move up to that 4th or 5th spot. So a lot of basketball to play. Hopefully we can continue to improve and get some W's along the way.
Absolutely. One final thing before I let you go. When you head back to the practice courts, what are you and the coaching staff, what are you looking to work on with your team?
Well, we've got to do a little bit better job defensively, guarding the pick and roll. That's what they do, and we struggle with that today. So we'll fix that, and we got to do a better job of limiting them to one and done. I thought they're such a good offensive team. You give them additional shots, they love to rebound and kick it out for the 3, and they had a couple of those today. So we'll work on that as well.
All right, Coach. Good luck on the road trip. See you next week.
Thank you.
All right, that's head coach Steve Lanpher.